Well, Gaffer, you got a friend there. Obi Ganobi, his name is. He is the mascot of the back office team at RSA in Peterborough, and he's going to be our mascot for this FA Cup run.
Well, he was involved before the Bradford game, so the wee man didn't get the result that we wanted him to get us. So he's lost his hat. He's not happy, and if we go, he loses his scarf, and it's pretty cold coming in the winter. But wee Obi Ganobi is a good lad, and he said, "Come on, the Posh, let's beat Bradford and give me my hat back."
I understand he's took Sean's place on the bus.
Well, to be fair, wee Obi Ganobi only takes up like an inch of room on that seat. Sean takes up 2 seats, so we're good to go. But wee Obi Ganobi, I'll give him his hat back today. It's a bit cold, but he desperately wants to make progress in this FA Cup.
And of course, one place he could take on the bus is obviously Matthew Stevens. He's actually ineligible for the FA Cup, which I guess is a blow to him having come back, but I guess that's the part and parcel of football. Yeah,
Matthew will play now. We've got a reserve fixture tomorrow, a very young side, going to Mansfield, more like an under-17, 16 side. But we wanted Matty to get the minutes. I wanted him to get him on the pitch on Saturday, and, you know, we just didn't get that chance, but it would have been nice to. But he's come back, he's looked lively, he's looked bright. He's a wonderful kid, to be fair. Part of a plan, so yeah, he misses tomorrow, which is a shame.
Yeah, I guess when you get a striker coming back from a loan spell, he can give you a little bit of fresh impetus, not just for you as a squad, but also potentially the other strikers as well, to see someone who is in form coming back to bang on your door.
Listen, the boys were buzzing to see him back in today. I think he quickly realised today that finishing where Slough have played is not the same as finishing where Peterborough United are playing, and we found that in training in 2 days. Suddenly, you know, you got Big Chapman and you got O'Malley making saves that they don't make saves at that level. But in saying that, it doesn't stop that kid getting into beautiful position, scored a couple of great finishes today, and he's going to get an opportunity. But as we said, we don't want to talk about him until Thursday because he can't be involved tomorrow.
I think we've spent probably 2 weeks talking about Bradford. There's not much more you can say about Bradford, but they're on their own patch this time, and they'll have their fans behind them, and they'll cause a real problem to you if they play well.
I think we're playing in the Scottish Premier League. You know, we play each other that often now. It's like 4 to 5 times, 6 times a season up there. Listen, it's a different cup tie now. We had ourselves a good advantage to finish that cup tie off. We didn't take advantage of a number of chances at 2-0. And Bradford have got good players. They've got a good manager, and they had a brilliant support with them as well. So they got behind them. And listen, I think at the end of it, we're unfortunate and feel hard done by not going through. If you're David in Bradford, you think, what a fighting spirit to keep ourselves in the cup, and it's a much more difficult task tomorrow than what it was last week.
What they have demonstrated, Bradford, in the last couple of weeks is they're scoring goals. They scored 3 at the weekend at Plymouth, obviously scored 2 at our place as well, and that's something that you're going to have to be wary of, because they were out of form in that department coming into the first original tie.
Changes helps, doesn't it? You know, you suddenly sign 2 or 3 experienced players. That allows David to put a system in play that he wants to play. They can become more adventurous. But I watched them even after us, of course, and even before we played them again. I watched them against Oxford, in which I thought for 70 minutes of that game they were very, very good, top class. Got 2 goals, could have got more. Beat Oxford very, very comfortably. And so we're under Noma's guidance as to how tough tomorrow night are going to be, and you know that's why we'll go there. We'll make some changes to our team, most likely, and we'll try and win the cup tie.
Scored some great goals this season. Sariki's goal on Saturday was probably goal of the day, certainly in League One, and that's what you get from him. He can score the spectacular, and he's getting more consistent with it. He's
getting more consistent, and that's a massive factor we need from him. He's we know the abilities Sariki's got. We turn up here for training in some days, and then I think there's about 10 of them trying to get a ball off him, and they can't do it. He just needs to educate himself. We'll continue to work with him and educate him. He needs to educate his own head as to when to play it, when to cross it, when to shoot, when to dribble, when to get at people. I thought he'd all of that in Saturday in spells, all of it. His goal should have won us the game, and it would have been worthy of winning any game, a cup final, for example. So we're delighted. The wee man looks to be, after an average run of form for him, after a startling spell, it looks as if he's back.
Goalkeepers always get judged on the amount of goals they can see, but it's not a lot Aaron Chapman could have done at the weekend. Obviously, he's been beaten by a really good goal and a penalty. That was something that was in your mind going into Saturday's game with an FA Cup tie. Is that something you're looking at still?
Yeah, maybe we'll change in that area. Maybe we won't. I think we went down to Exeter on the checker trade and we changed it, and Conor Murray had very little to do, but what he had to do, he did very well. And Chappie has conceded goals in recent weeks that he really can't affect, really. He's got no right to be saving any of them. But at the same time, you like your goalkeeper to make a save, and he's done that, and you like to keep him at the net. But I said before our game against Oxford on Saturday, Phil, we have two really good goalkeepers competing to take a starting shot for the first time since probably early parts of pre-season, before Connor got a little niggle. So there's game on with those two. Yeah.
Difficult, isn't it, in the centre-half department, because in an ideal situation you'd wanted to give both of them a rest at some point. I know Taff came out of one of the games, but Bennett's played majority of them, Woodyard's played the majority of them in midfield. Those areas, in terms of changing it, it's quite light, isn't it, from your point of view? I guess in this busy festive period that's coming up, you'd like to try and find a rest for them somewhere.
Yeah, we would, but those lads love playing. You know, I had a chat with Alex Woodyard about the FA Cup tomorrow, and I was almost just about to start talking about team, and Woody was giving me those staring eyes. Don't you dare! And it's the same with Rhys Bennett and Tavazzoli. You know, Big Ryan. They want to play. I think the criticism of Ryan Tavazzoli over the last 2 or 3 seasons has been the big man was often more in the treatment room than he was on the pitch. And I had long chats with Ryan. He's gone and done the work. We've just brought the fitness team in to give him a plan, who work with him every day, and the big man's been available. He's not missed a day's training neither. Neither of those players you mentioned have even missed a training session. It shows they're doing a lot right, and they want to play. They feel fresh, they feel hungry. I think 1 or 2 maybe have looked a little bit leggy on Saturday. Maybe with that was just the state of the game or whatever, but we're delighted with those 3 for sure.
Harry Redknapp said the jungle was tougher than being a manager, in terms of, you know, the fact what you had to deal with, but also the fact you have more laughter in the jungle. Is that a fair assessment?
I think I listened to a very good part of it when he said how tough a manager's job was and how a lonely place it can be at times. Listen, when you're winning every week, and I've done that, everyone wants to be your mate. When you're not winning so much, then you get the corner of the eyes, don't you? But for Harry to say the jungle's tougher, Harry, come on, he's a minute, will you? I can only take it a lack of food made Harry boy a bit delusional.